Find rest. Until the next encounter. Stop whatever you're doing right now. I need you to hear this. Not after the next task, not when things slow down. Right now. You held your house together when the enemy tried in every way possible to bring it down. When the pressure came from every direction at once, when what was supposed to be safe started to feel unstable, when you prayed and kept going and kept believing, even when the threat didn't stop. This morning something was declared in the divine court concerning you, and I need to tell you what Jesus just declared over your inheritance. You didn't get here because of an algorithm. You were summoned. And what you're about to hear is a verdict, not advice. There is a specific kind of exhaustion that nobody talks about, and it lives in your body even after a good night of prayer. It is the exhaustion of vigilance, of being the one who holds the line, of waking up in the morning and before your feet hit the floor, your mind has already started calculating. Who is moving against the house today? What needs to be protected? What door needs to be watched? What conversation might shift something in the wrong direction? It's not anxiety in the clinical sense. It's something older than that. It is the posture of someone who knows, from lived experience, not theory, that there are forces, both spiritual and human, that have set their eyes on what you have built. And you built it at a cost. Not just money, years, decisions that hurt. Nights where you chose faithfulness when the easier road was right there. You poured yourself into the foundation of that house, your family, your peace, your legacy, the thing you're leaving behind. And somewhere along the way, you started to feel it. Someone wants to take it, not metaphorically. Someone is actively working to dismantle what God placed in your hands, so the armor never comes off. Not completely. Even at the dinner table you are watching. Even in the quiet moments that should be rest, something in you is running a threat assessment. Your children notice that you seem far away. Your body carries tension you cannot explain in a doctor's office, and you've prayed. You've prayed seriously. You have stood on Scripture. You have declared the Word. You have wept before God in the early hours, and still the enemy keeps pressing. Still the threat keeps returning. And somewhere in the back of your mind, quieter than you'd like to admit, a question has taken root. Is the inheritance slipping? Did I miss something? Is there a door I left unlocked? I want you to know that question is not faithlessness. That question is the very reason you were summoned here today. If that resonates in your spirit right now, chosen one, I want you to do something with me. Type the word yes in the comments right now. Not for the algorithm, as a prophetic agreement, a declaration that says, I hear the verdict. I am standing. I am ready to receive what Jesus declared over my house this morning. Type yes right now. And if you know someone else who has been holding their house together under that same invisible pressure, send this to them. Your yes might be the seed that breaks something open in their situation over the next 72 hours. Before we go any further, I have something for you. Those of you who have been standing in this kind of sustained spiritual confrontation, there is a specific protocol rooted in the wisdom of Solomon and the declarations of the New Covenant that I've put together to walk you through exactly what to do after a verdict like this one is released over your house. It's called the Solomon Code, and you can find the link pinned in the comments below this video. I also want you to check the pinned comment. There's a guided prayer and a specific instruction for the next 72 hours that goes deeper than what we have time for right now. Go find that after this message, but stay here first. Now I want to take you somewhere. Back to a night unlike any other in human history, Egypt. The final plague is hours away. Every household in the land is either marked or unmarked. And God gives a specific instruction to the families of Israel. Take the blood of the lamb and apply it to the doorposts and the lintel of your house. And then go inside, eat the meal, be ready to move. But rest, because once the blood is on the door, your job is not to guard the door. The destroyer is coming through that night, and the destroyer will see the blood, and the destroyer will pass over. Notice what God does not say. He does not say, stay up all night watching. He does not say, keep your hand on the doorframe. He does not say, shout declarations every 15 minutes to remind the plague that you applied the blood. He says, when I see the blood, I will pass over you. The blood is not a suggestion, the blood is a verdict, and that is exactly what has been declared over your house today. I want to speak to the part of you that has been doing something right that you haven't been given credit for. Your vigilance, your watchfulness, your refusal to let your guard down. That was not weakness. That was stewardship. That was the posture of someone who understood the value of what God had placed in their hands. You were not wrong to watch the door. You were right. But here is what I want you to see. Your watching never saved the house. The blood did. The enemy wanted something very specific from you. A desperate reaction. A decision made from fear instead of covenant. A moment where the pressure cracked the foundation, and you did something that opened a door that the blood had already sealed. But you didn't. You held. And the chosen one who holds under pressure, even without understanding everything, is the one who wakes up one day and discovers that what the enemy came to steal is still standing. That is not luck. That is Hebrews 7:25 in your real life. Jesus, your high priest, ever lives to make intercession for you. While you were watching the door, he was pleading your case in the heavenly court. While you were calculating risk, the verdict was already being recorded. The armor you wore was right and necessary. But the blood is what protected the inheritance. Those are two different things, and you needed both. Now I want to give you something concrete, a tool I call the Declaration of 3 Seals. You are going to do this tonight, not someday, tonight, before you sleep. 3 steps. The first step is name. You speak the name of the inheritance out loud, not vaguely, specifically. This could be your home, your marriage, your children's future, your financial legacy, the business you built, the peace of your household. You speak it by name. You say, this is what God placed in my hands, and this is what I am naming before heaven today. The second step is seal. You declare Isaiah 54:17 over that specific inheritance. The ESV says it plainly, no weapon that is fashioned against you shall succeed, and you shall refute every tongue that rises against you in judgment. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord and their vindication from me, declares the Lord. You read it slowly. You don't rush it. You let the words land on the thing you named. And you say, this is not my declaration. This is the verdict of the Lord over this house. The third step is release. This is where most people in spiritual warfare stop too soon. They declare, but they don't release. You finish with Hebrews 7:25. Speak it over what you've named and sealed. He is able to save to the uttermost those who draw near to God through him, since he always lives to make intercession for them. And then you say this, and mean it. Jesus, I place this inheritance in your hands. You are my high priest. I do not need to guard the door tonight. You are interceding. I trust the blood. I release the case to the court of heaven, and I sleep as a child of the covenant. 3 steps. Name, seal, release. Tonight. There is something that a single declaration, even a powerful one, cannot fix on its own. And I want to be honest with you about that, because you deserve the truth, not just the moment of breakthrough. One night of sealed declarations does not automatically rewire a mind that has been in threat mode for years. The body that has been running a 24-hour threat assessment for months or years does not simply stand down because a verdict was read. The patterns of vigilance that protected you in a season of war have their own weight. They served you. But they can become the very thing that keeps you from living in what has already been won. This is the shift. You don't need more fighting. You need to know what Jesus has already declared, and a protocol for living from that verdict, not against it. The era of war that you've been walking through is closing. What is beginning is something different, not the absence of opposition, but a different posture toward it. The posture of someone who governs from an established inheritance rather than someone who is fighting to protect a threatened one. That is a different life. And you were made for it. The protocol for making that transition, from warfare posture to governing posture, from vigilance to authority, is what the Solomon Code walks through in detail. 3 specific movements. First, learning to read the enemy's patterns as intelligence, not threat, so that your mind stops treating every signal as a 5-alarm emergency. Second, building a daily rhythm that anchors you to the verdict before you ever encounter the day's pressure. Third, understanding the specific territory God has assigned to your house so that your intercession becomes precise rather than exhausting. This is where we go deeper. And everything you need to start is in the pinned comment below this video right now. Go to the comments right now. You are going to do 3 things in the next 60 seconds. First, type the name of your city and your state. Just city and state. That is a territorial declaration. You are marking your region before heaven. Second, type these 4 words. My house is sealed. Say it as a decree, not a wish, because it is not a hope. It is a verdict that was declared this morning, and you are agreeing with it in writing, before witnesses, in this space. Third, if you know someone else, a friend, a family member, a person in your life who has been holding their house together under this same kind of pressure, share this video with them right now, before you scroll, before you close it. That sharing is a seed, and seeds planted in this moment carry the weight of what was declared today. I want to say one more thing before I let you go, and I want to say it gently, because I know who's watching. Some of you have been meaning to go deeper into this for a long time, and something keeps getting in the way. The timing feels wrong. The week is too full. You tell yourself, after this season settles, I'll give this the attention it deserves. I want you to hear this clearly. The enemy's primary strategy is not frontal assault. It is postponement. It is keeping the chosen one just busy enough, just overwhelmed enough, to delay the moment when they step fully into what was declared over their house. The invitation in the pinned comment is there today. It will still be there tomorrow. But tomorrow has a way of becoming next week, and you were summoned here today for a reason. May the wisdom from above be the ground beneath your feet today. May your house be at peace until we meet again.